Hi everybody, Ellen here. Today I come to you guys to talk about my January wrap-up. And honestly, I mean, I've been sort of in a reading slump for like a year and a half now, and it's been a little bit up and down about how bad it is. But the beginning of 2021, it's going worse than it has been ever. So I only actually finished 4 books this month, and one of them was an audiobook that I started in December, so I didn't really have that much left of it. I think I had like an hour and a half of it. And one book was really short, and also I reread. So I didn't read a lot, and honestly February is going really bad as well. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's talk about the books I did read. First out, I read Snapshot by Sanderson. This one I read for the prompt of mood read. So this one I actually finished on January 1st, which I thought was, you know, a good start, and then really derailed from there. But this was a reread, which is also why I decided to tab it, because I love this story so much. It's a little bit hard to explain, but we meet Davis and his partner Chas, and they sort of go into these Snapshot, which are created because there's been a crime committed. So you go into the snapshot to sort of replay the day, and you see how everything went down and everything, and that's how they might be able to tell who murdered this person or where he dumped the murder weapon and stuff like that. And it's their job to, you know, go into this snapshot and find out what happened. And it's pretty dark, it's pretty gory, it's like such a quick read, and I just love the writing style and the characters, and it's just so hard to predict what's going to happen. Or maybe I'm just bad at trying to get it, because even though this was a reread, I read it like, what, 2 years ago the first time, maybe 3 years, and I felt like now I figured it out, I know it is, and then I was wrong. So, you know, maybe it says more about my memory skills than anything else, but I really love this book so much. So if you haven't picked it up already, you definitely should. So obviously I gave this one 5 out of 5 stars again. And then after that I actually read a romance book, which was Get a Life, Chloe Brown by Tahir. This is the first book in the Brown Sisters trilogy. And this one I actually read for the prompt called Romance, because I don't own a lot of them, but I have a few. And in this one we meet Chloe Brown. She is a chronically ill computer geek. She's just sort of moved out on her own, trying to take care for herself and get her life rolling and everything like that. And she comes across Red Morgan, who happens to be sort of this he takes care of the building that she lives in, and first they don't really get along at all. They just kind of bicker and fight all the time, but then Chloe decides that she needs some help with her Get a Life list, which is basically enjoy a drunken night out, ride a motorbike, go camping, have meaningless but thoroughly enjoyable sex, travel the world with nothing but hand luggage, and do something bad. And she chooses Red to actually, you know, help her with these things, and then she finds out that maybe she wants something more of him than she originally thought. So this was definitely a really quick read. I really loved the characters and the plot and everything like that, and I'm not usually a romance reader, but I did really enjoy this one. And I ended up giving this book 4 out of 5 stars. Then for the prompt hyped book, although it has died down a little bit, but it was very hyped when it came out, and I read Daisy Jones and the Six by Jenkins read. And in this one we follow Daisy Jones and the Six, which is basically a band during the 70s, and you get to follow their life, how they met, how they became the Daisy Jones and the Six, and like the downfall from there. And it was really interesting. I did enjoy the characters, and it was really interesting to follow them along, like during tour and when they wrote the songs and everything like that. I didn't love it as much as everybody else seems to do, so I ended up giving this book 3.5 out of 5 stars. And another reread, or in this case a re-listen, was A Torch Against the Night by Sabah Tahir. This is the second book in the An Ember in the Ashes quartet, and in the first book we meet Laya, and her brother has been in prison because they think he's guilty of treason, and she just wants to get him out of there because he's her only living relative. So she joins sort of this rebel group, and in exchange for them helping her break him out of prison, she has to go undercover at this sort of military academy thingy and, you know, go undercover as a slave and also a sort of maid, and you know, give them information from the inside. And it's just how she meets Elias, who's actually part of this military academy, and they realize they have to work together to be able to, you know, survive the day. And I love this series so much. I love the characters and the plot and the writing, and it's just an amazing series, and I just really want to move on to reading, you know, the third book in the series, which I've had lying around for years and I still haven't read it, and now the fourth book is out, so I just need to get to it. But I ended up giving this book 4.5 out of 5 stars. So yeah, those were the only 4 books I read this month, and you know, I mean, 4 books ain't bad, but I mean, they're quite short, and it was an audiobook and a romance book. But I was, you know, positive for, you know, February, even though it's a short month, but it's the 7th while filming this, and I've read squat like a few pages, that's all. So we'll see if I will be able to turn that around. But yeah, if you read any good books this month, or bad ones for that matter, please let me know down below what you thought about them, without spoiling of course. And if you like this video, please don't forget to give me some thumbs up, and also don't forget to subscribe to my channel by clicking the button down below. And yeah, I hope to see each other in the next one. Bye!